Good times and great music at 2NURFM 103.7 and a pretty huge event happening in the next couple of weeks for the University of Newcastle with the 2023 Alumni Excellence Awards. And joining us to cover that today from the University of Newcastle, Christy White, who is the head of alumni programs there. And Christy, also back after only a couple of weeks of holiday. So straight into it, day number one, just a big organising for the big event.
That's right, Mark. Thanks for having me. Who am I? Where am I? Who knows?
Exactly. Just get a name tag so that at least you can figure it out.
That's right. We'll bumble through this together. No, I'm so pleased to be able to be here today and have a bit of a chat about the university's 48th year of the Alumni Excellence Awards.
All right, so you get the practice for this year because in 2 years' time it'll have to be a really special one.
It'll be the big 5-0 in 2 years' time, which coincides with the university's 60th anniversary also. So a bumper year in 2025 for the university.
Party central around the place.
It will be, yes.
Months.
And I hope all of your listeners will join the party.
Look, now the 48th is still a pretty special one. Now, the idea of having alumni awards, why does the university put a lot of stock into these and what's the general idea of having them?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think the ability to be able to tell the stories of our graduates and share their achievements and recognise what they've done and recognise the impact that they have in their day-to-day, whether it's their personal lives or professional lives, it's such a privilege for me and my job and my team to be able to actually tell those stories. We're really proud of our alumni community. We've got 168,000 graduates across 153 countries across the globe now. So we're a burgeoning community. It's huge. It gets bigger every year by about 5,000. And the stories of people achieving amazing things, both here locally on our doorstep in Newcastle, nationally across the country and internationally. It's great.
And you make that point that everything, there is always a starting point. And in this case, it's the university and people go and do what they learn and study. And then everyone goes off. Some people stay locally, some are all over the place. And it's almost a big catch-up in a way of what has been happening since the time that you were here. And everybody's got their own story to tell. It's a different story, and there are some people that some that are household names, but some not so much. Everybody's got a really cool story to tell.
That is exactly right. I mean, I've got my own story. I'm also a member of the alumni community here. So being able to share in those stories, and now with our alumni awards, we encourage members of our alumni community to nominate fellow alumni, and you can also self-nominate. So if you think your own story is worthwhile and interesting and a little bit off the beaten track, then we encourage you to actually share your stories with us. And I guess the other thing I wanted to mention as well, Mark, we've got across 10 categories, we're recognising alumni who have really demonstrated amazing things in leadership or creativity, innovation, entrepreneurship or community service. So there's really something out there for everyone.
Yeah, there really is. And like you said, a whole different range of things. And, if you can always nominate yourself if you think that, your story is worth having a look at as well. The process, because getting to the pointy end now, 2 weeks to go before it all comes to a head. How does the process work and what happens from here for yourself and for those who have actually got to sift through it all? Because it's a tough job judging things.
Oh, it is a very tough gig, but it's a privilege to actually be able to read all of these stories. So last year we had 168 stories to wade through. It was a very, very difficult judging process trying to figure out who would be the final recipient of the award. But getting down to brass tacks, we've got 2 weeks to go. So entries close for phase 1 of the Alumni Excellence Awards this year on the 30th of April. Now, as part of that, really all you need to do is take 30 minutes of your day to write a 200-word persuasive statement. So that's phase 1. And phase 1 will finish on the 30th of April. So 200 words. If you go to the alumni website or the university's website, you can easily see the categories. You can see what we're looking for. It's very simple, very straightforward. And then we actually go through a stage 1 judging process. And then we invite those award nominees who are deemed to go through to stage 2. We invite the nominators of those particular nominees to actually write a slightly more fulsome package for us. And then we invite members of academia, local captains of industry, various members of our alumni community to participate in the judging panels to arrive at the final recipient for each of our award categories. And our awards event itself is on the 12th of October this year in the Great Hall, once again at the university's Callaghan campus. And then we'll be sharing sharing a really lovely digital storytelling package on Friday, the 13th of October. And so we're looking forward to Friday the 13th, auspicious day, as I say that, to share those wonderful stories of our recipients this year.
Oh, it'll be a good night. All right, well, look, a lot's to happen. So for those who are getting into that first phase now, get that basic nomination in, and hopefully we'll look forward to hearing a lot more of those stories, Christy, towards the time and obviously in and around the big event. I know they've got you out of actually doing a bit of that work today, so but let you get back to it.
Excellent. All right. All the best, Mark. Thank you.
From the University of Newcastle, Christy White, a bit of a reminder, only a couple of weeks to go for the end of Phase 1 for this year's 2023 University Alumni Excellence Awards. Details at the university website.
2NURFM, a broadcast service of the University of Newcastle.